It's really weird to me. Let me know if this is too loud. It's really weird to me because it's my job to share my story, but sitting up here in front of you guys is super intimidating and I feel like I might throw up. So bear with me if I do. Kelsey already has a plan if that happens. So, as many of you guys know, I work with Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge, and I actually run the prevention department out of Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge, so it's my job to go out and share my own personal story of addiction with students. And that's kind of where my story starts. I grew up in a really chaotic home. My dad was really mentally and emotionally abusive. And we were introduced to the church, but my dad was one man at church and a totally different man at home. And that's what I associated church with. And so when I was given the opportunity to move out of his house when I was 13 years old, I had no interest in pursuing God. I had no interest in Jesus. I had no interest in church. And so I started reaching out to the friends that I felt accepted in, and I started drinking and I started smoking my freshman year of high school. And that kind of carried on off and on, and I started watching some of my friends move into the heavier drugs. As many of you know, my husband Dan struggled with addiction as well, and I was actually friends with him in high school, and I watched him get into heavier drugs. And I had actually made the firm commitment and decision that I wasn't going to cross that line, that I was going to stick to the basics, just drinking and smoking weed, and I knew how to control those things weren't going to lead me anywhere bad. I was working almost full time. I had graduated high school with straight A's, things looked really good on the outside. But my whole world was really rocked. The summer before my senior year of high school, I unfortunately was sexually assaulted by a close friend. And I dove into addiction. My depression and my anxiety skyrocketed, and 2 weeks before my 18th birthday, I had it all planned out on how I was going to take my life. I literally woke up every single morning believing that God hated me and that his plans were against me and not for me. But little did I know that that wasn't true. I came out of senior year of high school, somehow made it out alive. I had actually gotten arrested for a DWI 2 weeks before my 18th birthday and went to a lockdown facility for teens that were struggling with psychiatric issues. And I knew that's not where I wanted to be. I knew that's not where I belonged. And I was kind of off and running for a period of time, and I had a really close friend that had invited me to a Bible study, and I thought she was joking. You want me to go there? No way. She bribed me with some food. I eventually made it there. And it was kind of this life-changing moment where I'm sitting at the table, we're reading through the book of Romans, and they're talking about how God's unconditional in love and he's fervent for us. And I was like, no way. I don't believe any of this. And I made that really known in the group. I was that person. And the first time in my life, the guy who was leading the group didn't look at me and tell me I was wrong. He didn't look at me and tell me, man, you need to leave. He said, man, I want to hear your story. I want to hear where you came from. And that was Christ reaching out to me. It took me several years to make the decision to get sober. I fought God all the way through. And I made the decision to get sober in 2011, November of 2011. And I was chasing after God. God had totally taken my life, and I knew he's the reason why I'm still alive. I knew that he's why I'm still here. And so I have that opportunity now to share my story with students, and it's weird because I feel like I'm in this place of still being angry with God on occasion, because as I share those things that I've gone through and the pains that I've experienced, you'll find out that there are a lot of students that can associate with that, and that makes me angry. But I know that that's not God's doing. I know that we are human and that we make mistakes, and that sometimes God just calls us to love on each other in those moments, even if they're really, really dark. And so that's where I'm at in my relationship with God. I know he's real, and on the days that I don't feel him and I don't experience him, I have to remember all of the things that he's done in my life to bring me from where I've been. And so if you are in that place where you're like, man, I don't know where I'm at with you, and frustrated with God, that's okay. But know that just reflect on the good things that he's done already. So that's my story. Thank you guys so much for listening.